All right. So we're on the fifth key of our Smith system, and now I have my manual interpretation app, so I'm more empowered than ever. One of the things I wanted to bring back from this road trip was, here's a guy that just got a CDL, as well as you, and we're going down the road, and I'm showing him what I think is a potential hazard, and wow, I mean, what we take for granted are the things that I have to try to get across to you in this safety mindset. You're going to get, we came in here and there were three drivers besides us that were moving at the same time in the parking lot. The one driver we had a chance to talk to. He was very, very tired. He was very tired of his work day. All he wanted to do was back up to that wash dock so he could wash out his trailer, so he could basically go home, whether it's for a 10-hour or whether it's for 2 days. But he had to have enough patience to let the Campbell's driver come out. He had to have enough patience for another fellow Giorgio driver come out. And he had us, who was waiting for him to get done whatever his maneuver was so that we could park our truck. Well, he voiced himself in a very tiring, irate manner with a few superlatives, which aren't, I'm sure you can imagine what they were, basically because he had to wait. Again, the fatigue factor shows up whenever it shows up, and it doesn't give you an indication that, hey, Anthony, get a grip. I know you're tired, but I need you to be as fresh as you are the very first half hour that you come into the truck. The key with our business is, can I get you to be having the actitudis all day. I want you to have a very good actitudis all day, a bueno actitudis all day, because it's so hard to do, because it's very easy to get angry and to decide, I'm gonna hug my anger. It's easy. It's easy to get tired and to be tired of doing a good job. I just wanna go home. I don't want to do it anymore. When's Tony coming back? When's Anthony coming back so I can go to lunch? We get frustrated easy with just living our lives. Driving a truck is not going to forgive you. Juan, the truck is not going to forgive you. So when you decide, like I just said to him, he was going a little bit fast in the 35. He said, what, about 37, 38, not much. He says, yeah, I'm a little fast. I said, well, let me tell you how this works. When you first get your CDL, it takes a little while to make that switch. When I come into the parking lot, or where I'm going to get into my commercial motor vehicle, I have to go, ding, I'm not driving my car anymore. I'm getting ready to drive this 80,000 pound vehicle that I have a responsibility and I have an accountability to my driver's license. I like to get paid. I like making my money. Like we said when we first came in here, nobody comes here because of the pretty trucks. That's a nice thing, that the trucks look nice. That's nice that you don't make me wear my steel tip shoes when I'm driving the truck. And all the other things that we're going to say is nice about working at Giorgio. Best part is I get paid though. That's really what I care about. The bigger part for you and me, being professional transportation specialists, is that I want to be safe more than I care about the money. The money's going to come. I'm always going to pay my bills. I'm always going to have my house. I'm always going to have my nice car because of my driving. But once I ruin that, it's done. I don't have that ability anymore to make that money. So the last thing in Smith system is make sure everybody sees me. So when Anthony, when Juan, when Haros is in the truck, I want everybody to see me. I want to beat my horn. I want to use my lights. I want to use my flashers. I want to make eye contact. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. We went down the road and there was people working on the side of the road. their truck was about that far off the white line for the shoulder. It's not that far. There was a guy working, and he was squatted down like this. He got up and he went like that. His foot went back, right on the line, and we're driving. That's too close. He didn't take his foot off the fuel. I said, you have to recognize before you get there that that truck is close to the line. Before you get there, your foot is off the fuel. Because we're professionals. I'm not just going because I'm driving. I have an attitude that is good, that is safe. It's not gonna, Smith System, one of the things people like to say is that, if I gotta do all this stuff, you're gonna make me lose time. No, because you're not gonna have the stress of hit and miss, guessing. In Smith System, we take all the guess out of it. You know how you're doing. You know that you're safe. That's the golden nugget that they call it in Smith System, that you think, because I have you looking ahead and the light's green, it's probably going to be yellow when I get there. That's the way you should think. Because if you think it's going to stay green, you are mistaken. So, like I was saying to the new guy, when we get there, and I'm going to do it with you, when we get to the intersection, take your foot off the fuel pedal. Look left, look right, look left. Why? Because that's where it comes from. The statistics tell us the accident comes from the left more than it comes from the right. So when I'm going to go through the intersection, the best thing I could be doing is going like this. Because I'm aware of everything, who's running the light. Who's the kid who thinks he's going to run in front of the truck to get to the other side, or whoever, person on the bicycle, the dog that got away from the handler, and the person's chasing the dog because he loves the dog so much, he ain't looking at you in the truck. Happens. So it's up to us to yield. It's up to us to be the person who is going to cooperate with the irresponsible driver. You cannot change them. Our job is to expect them. One, our job is to expect them to do something to annoy us. It should not surprise you. Our job with Smith System is to no longer have guesswork and to no longer be surprised. I don't want you surprised. Somebody does something stupid, somebody does something that you want to call them punto. That's all. Keep going. Because if I don't have to do paperwork, then I don't lose money. Because if I have to do paperwork, I got to stop. I got to take pictures. I got to pee in a bottle because they think I did it. They always think you did it. Because that's how they do. They do the truck driver's the bad guy all the time. Anyway, so after Smith System, the last one is make sure they see you, get the eye contact. I want you looking for the eye contact. So the Smith System is the fifth key is our giving everybody else notice that we are coming. So if we go through the next page in your manual, when we go down, when we go out in the truck,
is yours, right?
Oh yeah, that's you one, right?
Yeah.
That was when we went together the other day. Get too much going on. Let's go. I want this book.
No, vamos a calentar. Sal.
Oh.
No, pero aquí se está hablando de dinero, pero uno no dice lo mismo.
Claro que vamos a estar
Oh.
trabajando. Yo vengo de trabajar 4 días en el chilling.
¿Cómo está?
Pero haciendo fuerza.
Are we good?
So, look at this page here.
Oh, you're not gonna do this?
You want to do that? Here, let's do that. Because why? Because that's a recap of what we just did.
Vamos más rápido pasamos.
When we do
Hay que llenar esta cantidad.
When we do the Smith System drive and we go down the road and we talk about all 5 keys, we're going to do this afternoon after lunch. I'm going to look the best I can way out, and I'm going to try to tell you how to determine how many seconds I'm looking out. And I'm gonna do that in little bits of like 5 seconds. I'm gonna show you what 5 seconds is. Then you'll be able to determine what 15 seconds looks like. Now, if I have a road, what's that face for?
No, I'm lost. We talking about this?
Yes, right here. I'm talking about this first part here. Demonstrate I lead consistency in excess of 15 seconds. First, I got to show you what 5 seconds looks like.
We just gotta
Then-
count it.
Yes, you got to count it. That's right. I'm going to make sure we all know how to count it. So we're going to do that in the truck together. We pick a point and we see how fast we're going, and that'll determine how far out 15 seconds is. Once we see how far 5 seconds is. The second piece is, how often do you do that? Like, do you constantly, like after you take 15 seconds and then you drive 10 seconds, do you go another 15 out? That's what you're supposed to do. I was trying to explain it to Matt, the kid's name's Matt, that it's hard in the beginning to do Smith system because you're learning it. You know, breathing is involuntary. You don't have to think about breathing, you just do it. I have to try to make Smith system become something that you just do. So again, it becomes everyday habitos.
Hábito.
Habito?
Hábitos.
Hábitos. I need it to become a habit. Habitos. Because if I don't get you to think about it all the time, you're not going to do it all the time. And eventually, I only have you for 5 weeks. Then you're gone. Then it's you, and then you go back to your habits. I just want to have habitos that are better than they were before you came here. I know you know how to drive, Anthony. I know you know how to drive, Juan. You already did. You're going to figure it out. You already drive a car. I'm not saying you don't know how to drive. I want you to drive different. Smith System says we drive differently. We drive decisively. We're always looking for the hazard. We are always deciding this is a relevant hazard, this is not relevant. This could be a problem, this is not a problem. That's all we're doing all day. You really don't have, there's no daydreaming in driving when we're a commercial motor vehicle driver. You're always proactive. You're always looking for what could be wrong. And when it happens, you don't go, "Rah!" You go, oh, there it is. That's all. And then you just go like this. I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready. And just, that's all I do all day. And at the end of the day, the last time I pull the brakes, and I'm going home, I go, that's how you do. Okay, Aim High is telling you to see and evaluate relevant information from things that are way ahead of you. Adjusting your eye lead distance to how fast you're going. So 15 seconds at 60 miles an hour is different than 15 seconds at 15. Am I boring you?
No.
Oh, okay. And then you keep the vehicle rolling by adjusting for these conditions. Your eyes are properly up, looking, going around turns. You're looking around. If I look down the road and there's a curve in the road, well, I can only see to that curve. So I'm not going to stay my speed. I need to get off my fuel until I see past that curve. Okay, now I can go back to my speed. That's just take my foot off, put my foot on, take my foot off, put my foot on, all day. Engine brake, if I feel like, if it's a hill, engine brake. I don't put my foot on brake, engine brake. That's all. You have to learn to let everything work. Here's us. Here's Anthony, here's Juan, and here's Hyros. I have a hand and a hand and a foot and a foot. And I have my brain. Did you ever see the people that play in a orchestra? Bunch of different instruments. That's your truck. Your truck is the brute, the muscle. You are the brain. You use your engine brake when you need to use it. You hook up all four wheels for your differential when you need it for slipping. You go up the hill with the right momentum. You come down the hill with the right momentum. That's, you got to think. It's thinking. Guys that get in trouble, ladies that get in trouble, they're not thinking. That's all. They're just absent from using their tools from the Smith system, or they're absent from having done a good trip plan, or they're absent from having managed their hours of service. they're absent from eating the wrong food. So now they have a lot of carbohydrates, and they should have had protein and a fruit. We have to eat clean on the road. Can't eat like you're at somebody's wedding and just having a good old time, you know. You do have a good time at a wedding, but when we're driving, I need my body. I need my body to be with me. I don't want to eat a bunch of junk. I want to eat good food, you know. And when you get old, you can't even eat junk, even when you want to, because you can't get rid of it. I have no metabolism. So
Drink a lot of coffee.
yeah, well, I'm not going to drink any more coffee now because I won't be able to go to sleep. So get the big picture. The big picture changes as we go down the road. Your following distance is constantly appropriate for where you are. So because the speed limit says 45 doesn't mean I do 45. I do what I have to do to stay back, stay enough space. You're going to always make your decisions as soon as you can. I don't want to wait to get in trouble. Now I'm on the back of somebody, I can't see no more. That's not a good decision.
If you're 30, 45, you can drive 40.
Whatever is keeping you safe.
You're not gonna create a traffic.
No. And you never want to lead the pack. You don't need to lead the pack.
No.
You always want to be away from the pack.
Exactly.
When you're in the pack, you're in a bad place. You can't go nowhere. I like to be in the middle so I can go to the right, go to the left. And when I stop, in case they break down, I can go right like this. If I'm too close, I can't go nowhere. So I'm always backing up. I just go to this way, I go to that way. When the light changes, I don't jump out, I wait. Give 1,000, 1,000, then I start going. It ain't gonna, the big argument is, you're gonna waste time at the end of the day. Not a good enough argument. Not for the safe idea. To be safe is more valuable than any of that. It's immature to say, I'm losing time, be doing Smith system. Very immature. Keep your eyes moving, because that's your defense. I can only get the good information if I got my eyes moving. If I'm looking, and I see what's going on, that's what I'm processing. And that's when I'm controlling the espacio, my space. And I'm able to give myself tiempo to make good decisions. Decisión. How do I spell that?
Así mismo.
I got my app right. Yeah, but it's on the phone. DECIS.
DESI.
Oh, SI.
Oh wait, just like that. You had it
Yeah,
right.
it's
You
the
had it
same.
right.
It's the same.
Decisión. Yeah, it's the
Decisión.
same. It's just you got to put the accent over there. Decisión. So yeah, so the whole idea of you with the eyes is very important because you get a chance to keep your truck safe because you have time to make a good decision. Thank you. Okay, so leave yourself an out. It's because what do you do? Did you ever box? Anybody ever box? Okay, basketball, soccer.
Yeah.
So you have to get out of the way so you don't get hit, right? So you always got to have space. Make space, find the ball, get to the ball, kick the ball, move the ball. I don't know how you do it for soccer. I didn't do soccer. But space is your friend. I like this because it says the pandemic. You're over there, I'm over here. I'm safe. Space. Whatever way you need to know, you are better away than you are on top of. Okay. You are better away from the other people on the road than being on top of them. No good. And the last one, Jaros is here. Anthony is here. Juan is here. Let them see you. The horn, the lights, the turn signals, the brake lights, bump, whatever. Nobody can say they didn't see you. They will still say it, because if they want to make a blame, they're going to blame you, because that's how they do. All right, what's the next page? This is the system, and we're going to go to lunch. This is the program. This page right here. This is the program. So this program is telling us that you already got credit. Now, I don't want to talk about the money because I don't know. But yeah. So, but listen. So let's be what we can talk about. What we can talk about are these 3 pages. I'm gonna pull them out. So, you all got credit. This program is set up with 2,200 and 2170. 2,200 hours, let's round it off. And when there's no shifting in here, so we'll have to do something else. But for us to have you get your 2 years of accreditation in the business, you will be having over-the-road value certificate from this apprenticeship that says you are a 2-year driver. You guys will be able to say more because you have more. The course is giving you credit for having gotten your CDL. You got 300 hours. Then you're gonna have, at the end of this 8 weeks with me, you'll have 5 weeks and then 3 weeks of on-the-job training. You'll have a total of 550 hours toward the 2,200. Then, if you have any of this, you can add it. If you have a high school GED, you have 50 hours. Once you graduated from any other vocational school, all those hours count. Now we're gonna have the breakdown of the courses. The first one says we're gonna do Smith System. We're gonna do Smith System in here, you and me, for about 10 hours. We already did about 3. Then you're gonna be on the road altogether about 45 hours. Then we're gonna have demonstration for 10 hours. Then you're gonna demonstrate to me for 20 hours. This is over the course of 1 year. That's what I want you to keep in mind, not the 5 weeks. Over the course of 1 year, you're gonna get your raises based upon how well you do these. All the Smith System stuff is about 30, 70, 100. You got about 150 hours in Smith System.
135.
That's how serious we are about Smith System. Just so you know. And it's the best thing we could share with you. That trip planning, hours of service, how to do the vehicle, the basic truck operations, the pre-trip, post-trip, all this. Your CDL is not, and you're gonna make money. I don't know what that man told you out there, because I didn't ask him what to tell you. I just said, do me a favor, talk to these guys. Hopefully, you're motivated enough to get your head in this. Because this is all I'm concerned about. You're gonna make your money. I mean, to me, it's invaluable that I have you safe. Because you will have confidence. I already see how you drive. I see how you drive. Your confidence is good. I want you to be competent, proficient, no matter what.
We're loud, sorry.
No matter what. I don't want you to be fearful of anything. I want you to be de-stressed. Your stress will be self-imposed. It won't be from driving that truck. Not when we get done with the apprenticeship. So, Smith System, total hours, 135 and 40 hours of related technical instruction. RTI, related technical instruction. Then we have basic truck operations. Pre-trip, we're gonna do 10 hours together, and over the course of a year, whether it's myself or Mike Robinson, we're gonna check you out for about 80 hours. So we're gonna look at how you do your post-trip and your pre-trip. We're gonna look at your DVIRs, driver vehicle inspection reports, to see if you're turning them in. And you should be checking the company to see that it's fixing what you're telling them is wrong. Coupling and uncoupling. We couple and uncouple different than other people do because we believe it's the safest way to do it. You're gonna do a tug 4 to 6 times before you're done saying this trailer and this tractor aren't going anywhere, they're together. We're gonna take the landing gear up first, we're gonna check the fifth wheel next, and then we're gonna do our air lines and our electric line. And when we go to take it apart, we're gonna start with the landing gear down first, undo the release arm second, make sure our airlines and our pigtail is up on the dummy glad hats. Every time, same way. A total of 4 hours of you and me making sure we understand it, and then a total of 30 hours over the course of the year. The next item is going to be sliding tandems and weight distribution. You
I never
guys
had to
don't need
deal
to
with
get
that.
you don't need to get frivolous tickets. When you pick up a load on a backhaul, when you take stuff out of here, you're going to be fine. You're never going to be that heavy. You're going to maybe be 28,000 pounds. If you're 30,000, that might be a lot. But that's it. It's when you get backhauls of juice, sugar, any kind of liquids, you could be 40. We usually don't bid much more than 42,000. So you should be okay. But if they put too much weight over your fifth wheel, you can't do nothing about that. So we try to explain to you. We try.
No, we talking about this.
We were talking about this earlier.
What?
Yeah.
Sliding tandems.
I got you. I got you. We're gonna get it. So, what I try to do is make sure that you're very clear on how to set up the pallets, how they should be put in the back of the trailer, whether it's going to be double, single, pinwheel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about it. You have to be in charge of your ship. You're the captain of that truck. You're going to look at the bill of lading. You're going to see the total weight, and you're going to want to know, by the way, how much these pallets weigh. All right, look, here's what I want you to do. Single, double, single. Why? Single in the front of the trailer, double, and then single. So that over my fifth wheel, I'm good.
Yeah.
Now you can take me all the way to the back. And then I can move my tandems. That'll get my 34, and what's my front? That'll be 12.
I never had to deal with that before.
So your front wheels have to be no more than 12,000 pounds. Your drive axles can't be any more than
34?
34, and your rear tandems can't be any more than 34.
34.
We have to be okay with moving those rear tandems. Very comfortable. And the easiest way is to know how to scale and how to scale off. And when we have to make an adjustment on our tandems, we know how far to move them without wasting time. We have mechanisms. We use chalk, we use our knife, we use gloves, we use our flashlight. We use different things to give us a chance to make it real quick. I need to move these tandems up 2 pins. I need to move these tandems up 1,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds, whatever my weight problem is. And where do you move your tandems? You move your tandems toward your problem. So if I have too much weight in the front by my fifth wheel, I'm gonna move them closer. If I have too much weight in the back, I'm gonna move it back toward that weight. Because you gotta act like your tandems in the back of your trailer are on like a seesaw. So if you had a little kid on a seesaw and you weigh like you do, what are you gonna do? You're gonna push it back as far as you can so that you, or push it up as far as you can so that you have the shortest amount. So that the kid who has less weight has a chance, even though you're still gonna do all the work anyway, depending on the baby. If it's a baby, you don't have to put them on a seesaw. But you know what I'm saying, right? With the weight thing. If it's either of us, we can probably, you and I are probably more the same weight. You two are the same weight. So the seesaw could be in the middle for you two. But if it was me with you, I would give you more of the seesaw, just like we would do with the. And what we're doing, if you have a seesaw and Anthony's here and Hyros is here, I have to move the seesaw this way, so that there's more up here, and then the weight fat Anthony's here. So the same thing with the tandems. I move them toward the fat part, where there's extra. I'm going to show you. We got pictures. We got stuff. It's not 2020 stuff, but it's handwritten. It works. Then we're going to talk about your electronic logs and how to manage the logs, how to manage your hours of service. You want to be off-duty sleeper berth as much as you can, You want to learn how to use your split sleeper berth option. After September 29th, that's working in our favor as a driver. According to the author of our apprenticeship, they messed up, the people that made that rule. They'll figure it out and they'll change it back. But right now, if you know you're going to get hung up at a place, bam, go right into sleeper berth. And then creep around your parking lot at 1 mile an hour if you have to move that truck. But once you grab 2 hours, or once you grab 3 hours in sleeper berth, Now, everything before that goes away. The 14-hour day stays the same, but you're able to start doing your driving time again. If you still actually had 9 hours of drive time left, but you already used 5, you actually get those 5 back. So you can start driving again for that many hours. Whereas if you had driven 5 hours to get there, you only have how many hours left of drive time? 6. But if I get 3 hours off, I'm going to get back a lot of that on duty time. And we'll explain to you how to do that. But we want you to learn as much as you can about working your hours of service, because that's money. Reefer. Anthony has done reefer. Juan, did you do reefer?
No.
Okay, so we'll do reefer. Reefer is mostly understanding how to keep your product at the right set point temperature. We have thermometers. You purge your product, meaning when you deliver it, they're going to stick a thermometer somewhere in the middle of the skid to see if it's the temperature it was supposed to come there in. We as drivers are responsible and accountable for that. It's part of our money. It's part of how we get paid. Yes, we have to do the Smith system and not crash, but we also have to secure the product, and we have to make sure the integrity, the temperature stays. Why? Because that's the stuff that's going to the supermarket. And if we deliver it and it's not any good, that's thousands of dollars. So we are expenses until we start delivering product on time, fresh. Then we are profit centers. You want to be a profit center. You know why? You're invaluable. You're a guy that's late. You're a guy that brings product that's not at the right temperature. You're not so valuable. Yeah, we like you. Yeah, you're a nice guy. But we really wish you would try to take your job more seriously and do it the very, very, very best you can. So, if you're inconvenienced because you got to keep checking your stuff, do it. Maybe there's something wrong with your equipment that we have to fix. But in the meantime, while it's under your point A to point B trip plan and the equipment is needing your extra attention, which means you have to be inconvenienced, so be it. Decide that you're that guy. You just effing do it. J-E-D-I. J-E-D. Jedi. Just effing do it. I didn't make that up, but I saw it the other day. I thought it was pretty good. You want to be the guy that Chris and anybody that works with you thinks you're the best guy for the job, because you will get it done. So reefer is another hours of service. Trip planning. Oh my gosh, trip planning. We're going to spend 30 hours together doing it. You guys are going to be, I'm going to look at you over the course of the year. Mike's going to look at you over the course of the year for about 50. You're not going to be learning a lot of shifting techniques here because we have all automatics. You are going to be learning